Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology Replay. Spawn on our top right side as the Cyan Poseidon, we have called Defense. Spawn on bottom left side as the red Amaterasu, got Toopa. Of course, we know who Poseidon is. Poseidon is the antagonist. Cavalry economic focus, militias from raised buildings, give a little bit of emergency defense. Cavalry, caravans, and infantry get a slight bit of speed per age, which is quite nice. Stables and markets are cheaper, make it easier to build them, but that's a bit of a short-term benefit, not too terribly important. Market rates do get a 50% improved exchange rate, which can be nice in a very late game, and of course you get free sea scouts, which is not going to be important. We got the lure here, give you free chickens, as well as a food drop-off. And lure some units forward. Hippocampus, the scout, militia, which is a dirt cheap spearman variant, and of course you got lord of horses, make your cavalry have a little bit of line of sight and a little bit of health regen there. And of course Amaterasu is the economic and samurai focus. For her Bushido tier, she gets gold generation. Samurai and Onimushas can generate more experience out of combat. Shrines improve the capacity of natural resources by up to 150%. And Samurai and Onimushas generate hit points. Her unique god power is makes targets temporarily invulnerable. There's the Bushido effect, and of course get access to Karaguras, which summons Amaterasu summons a Miko and allows your Mikos to be trained and heal faster. Looks like Poseidon's agent to Hermes give access to increased cavalry. Was it speed and hit points? What was it again? Of course, provides ceasefire, Centaur, upgrade for Centaur, Spirited Charge, cavalry, and Centaur get increased speed and damage. And free Pegasus makes them also have a bit more radius, so they're even better as a scout, and on which you get a free one. The single Kitsune's gonna have a bit of trouble, and this in Dark Age only has access to 1.5, or Archaic Age, not Dark Age. She does age up to Ame no Uzume. Ame no Uzume is the focus of Mikos and infantry. That's this here, going to cause some issues there. The Kitsune does go down there, not to mention we've got the Centaur firing away with his arrows. Mikos do provide a bit of bonus damage for some myth units, or quite a bit, but they're also only melee, they're not exactly fast. They're meant to be a support unit, they don't have high damage, they are more or less an emergency anti-myth unit. Quite good to help protect you against some Centaur, but they're pretty slow. And they're not too healthy as well, so even a myth unit could probably focus them down. Got Atlantia here, the fast hero. She can run real fast at 5.6 movement speed. The Miko does get focused down there, very nice. Do we get inside the watchtower here? Scout here causing some damage. Now got a single samurai here. Samurai does have a bit of health regen for Amaterasu. Other effects of that one there was get whirlwind weasels, a landmark to regenerate some of your myth units, infantry hit points and more experience on death, and increase collection rate of shrines and increase their radius. The samurai took a fair amount of damage. It does use a shield there. Also rapidly healed the samurai's health and does subside there. You know, a samurai like that is expensive. The Miko could have done it, but at least convinced Cyan to back on off. There's the whirlwind weasel. Only moves at 4.8, so pretty slow. So Atlantia could be used to pursue it and take it out. Theseus is not exactly fast himself. We've got husbandry there to give all the livestock, which in this case goats, a husband. We do, of course, have Bushido Tier 1 with the Samurai now out of combat, providing 2 experience per second. Looks like I got some holy chickens. It looks like Sign's backing on off and now just trying to expand. There's also games returning back to eco phase. When it comes to the next minor god, Amaterasu is more focused around samurai, so probably one of gear spin that's anti-samurai. Curse is a god power that should be particularly useful against samurai, since it's more effective against smaller number of units, such as samurai who are 4 population each. So I think Aphrodite will have a better god power to sort out, though bronze is still very good. Mimian Line is a cat that screams and stuns things. That's normal for a cat. Villagers move faster, build faster, and carry more. And also villagers work faster at the temple by 20%. So Aphrodite is pretty good supporting goddess. Dionysus does give us bronze and excellent combat god power. Got the Hydra, Mythology gets strongest over time. But it's nice, but not super great in my opinion now anymore. Dionysia makes all units have plus 5% hit points, very nice. And for Poseidon, this is probably the more important part. Tharkian horses give cavalry a little bit of lifesteal. So Tharkian horses probably the way to go since Poseidon is the cavalry expert. The curse may be better than minor god powers at this moment in time. Amaterasu's next age up could be Hachiman to give extra Shogun to give more samurai. Goes great with Amaterasu's focus. Tengu's a leaping infantry unit or myth unit. This improves Golden Tide, improves range soldier, gives ranged soldiers and heroes additional bonus damage for myth units, and also makes them do 15% more damage. Other ones, more Tengu stuff, ship stuff, and heroes train faster and have a health gem, which is quite nice. It's like Heroic Renewal, but also a little bit worse since Heroic Renewal provides maximum health as well. Or Rajan. Rajan gives access to Thunderous Burst, strikes his Den Dako drums, causing expanding ring of lightning to damage and stun nearby enemies. Radius is quite large. You got a lightning dog with 2 tails. Of course, Japanese have a thing with multiple tailed beasts. The Nekomatas, the Kitsune, and the Rajus. Let's see here. Lowers the cost of invoking more goddesses by 20%. Very nice. Infantry gets life steal by all action damage, which is quite nice, and increase their hit points. So probably, that's probably a better one for Amaterasu. Having infantry units have more hit points. And I'll mention life steal. That just seems pretty good to me. And something for our ships. So I can see both. I think a Rajan's probably better. We got monkeys. Mini Samurai has Bushido Tier 2. Poseidon's actually eyeing for more Toxthays and Centaurs and another Thessus. Does put another Divine Shield on that Wounded Samurai, very nice. The other one's now being focused down. Another Miko. Weasel being resummoned. Neither side's queued up on minor god at the moment. Both players do have 2 talent centers. Poseidon does have an advantage, and Poseidon's actually is eyeing to research Aphrodite. So Poseidon may be not going for a cavalry focus. Though Curse is still going to be particularly useful. How many infantry units can it affect up to? Like 8? So in theory, it could turn this entire formation to pigs. We do now have Lord of Horses and Spear Charge queued on up. Fair Pegasus here, they may have the auto scout turned on. No, it looks like a patrol move order. That's interesting. Pegasus are currently patrolling. And I guess since it's snow terrain, they must have been patrolling Mojave and they wished for a nuclear winter, and they were granted it because it's ancient mythology and gods can grant wishes and create a nuclear winter. We do now have the Stonewall research for the Poseidon and the Plow. After that is almost completed, I think we're going to see the Cursed God power here. Curse. Miko does go down. Nope. And does go Cursor. Looks like it affects up to 5 of them, or 4 of them. So got extra fattened pigs, wee, all the way to their new home. My stomach. You're concerned that since the pig was once human, it'd be cannibalism? Well, don't worry. Pig is the closest imitation to human meat. Believe it or not, if you cook up human meat, it does smell like pork. And apparently it tastes like it as well. Does that help you out? And maybe also the best argument, also I think religiously, why pork is forbidden by some religions. We do now have these light or whirlwind weasels advancing. I don't even try to pronounce some of these names. Rajan being queued on up. With the previous minor god, Ame no Uzume, with her increasing the hit points by 10%, another 50% here, these samurais should be particularly healthy. We do have some hippos not being queued on the field, and the enemy line does stun these weasels, and they got picked off for free. Of course, the enemy line does like any cat does, just run up and screams at something it doesn't like. Number of Prodromos and hippos here. Really, I'm surprised we didn't see Dionysus for the Tharkian horses. It's such a powerful upgrade, particularly with his unique cavalry, the Herotaros. More medium samurai, the Kamaitachis are being redeployed by that god power. Provide just a lot of generalist power capability there. Both players aged on up. There's some Naginata riders. Luckily, he has some Prodromos in the field. Nice movement speed. Ceasefire is still available, which can be very nasty. What would be the next minor god I would choose for? Poseidon. Plentyfall's very nice, Earthquake's very nice. This improves more ranged soldier focus, so Hepatis providing more bonus damage for the Herotaros would be very nice, not to mention give them more bonus divine or bonus damage against myth units. And his opponent does have that one landmark creating a constant stream of myth units, so I really am so Hepatis, Ares, and Dionysus is probably the path I usually would choose for Poseidon, because divine damage for Prodromos will give you an excellent counter cavalry unit there, among other things. And not to mention Dionysus to give them lifesteal, a little bit extra health does go a long way, and then bonus damage from Hepatis. There's that god power there, the Thunderous Blast. A lot of AoE damage there. And yes, oh, took a lot of damage there, and he has no way healing this up. Greeks only have two sources of healing: Athena's Restoration and Apollo's Healing Temple, which neither Poseidon actually has access to. He can't get Manticores, nor can he get Minotaur. Do now have the Ceasefire God Power. He's trying to resummon a bit of an army. More Samurai queued on up. 140 population for 105. Getting another Raiju. Divine Blood's now being queued on up. Fortified Townsend popped in a pretty good time. Nemean Lion screams like a cat. Number of Toxays here, they're just medium Toxays. We also got number of Centaur here, with their arrow ball is getting a decent amount of splash damage, though Amaterasu's health regen is helping nullifying that. Hippolyta does pick off some of the Whirlwind Weasels. They do have some Hippos in the field, and also against the Japanese, early Hippos from Ares could be very nice as well. Siege crossbows being deployed in the field, engaged in the town center. More high past this, more Centaur being summoned. We do also now the Bushido tier 3 activated, so he does have free heavy. Oh, yes, I am fast shaving. Town center does go down, and the castle sort of go on up. Does get a good wave of reinforcing militia. Amaterasu's health regen is being very nice to have. Right now, healing 1 health per second in combat. That is what it is in combat. So it's probably a 0.5 out of combat. Yep. Exotic Doggo is dead here. Another Nemean Lion there, screaming at the Raiju. No heroes help pick it off, but does have monkeys. More mounted archers being deployed in the field. Red's now pushing forward, trying to slice apart some of these villagers. The Raiju does have a bit of a stun knockback thing. It has a stun effect above their head, but it doesn't look like it actually stuns them. Science Village not backing on off. Red does have a village advantage at the moment. Now going for a Sylvian lore, increasing their range, their range and the hit points. So no increased DPS. Nemean Lion gets pretty good stun there. Villagers are trying to build a watchtower here to keep watch. And Sign does go ahead and resign his anger, saying, "Think watching," and on to next replay.